If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles. Billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Donesonians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Doneson Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shaana Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the goats can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. I said, I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. Oh, yeah. It's the Doneson Podcast. Oh, yeah.
So, you already know who this is from. What did the triangle say to the circle? This is like in some of my relationships.
I got you cornered.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm like, hey, is it me or you?
Just me.
No headache tonight.
You know what?
Y'all want to hear it again?
Yeah, come on.
What did the triangle say to the circle? Which is something that has been said to me in relationships, and I've said it to the person in relationships.
I ain't letting you go.
The triangle said to the circle, I'ma cut you. I'm sharp on the ends, I'ma cut you.
You're close.
Yeah.
You're pointless.
I know that's been said to you. But boom.
Bada boom boom.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget to tune in every Monday for the audio version of the Doneson Podcast, and every Wednesday on our YouTube channel titled The Doneson Podcast. And you definitely have to check out our Christmas special coming the 25th. It is going to be fabulous.
Yes.
You really got to tune in for this. This, you know what? Now it's time for Rent Due in the City.
Rent due in the city. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today.
Not until that heathen apologizes for slamming the door in my face.
Slamming the door in my
Rent due.
face.
And if you don't have my money, I'm going to send a Negro named
Named Cole.
Cole to come get in your shit.
Mr. Edwin Evick, our voicemail system is down right now, so I'll be reading the messages from the tenants. Moss Point, Mississippi.
Lord.
Edwin Evick, apartment number 43. There is a flickering light outside of my window. I've put in a request for this to be fixed, going on 2 weeks. It hasn't been yet. Please send someone to fix so I can get some sleep.
Boogie Wonderland, Earth, Wind and Fire, straight fire. And let me see here, how about Night Fever, the Bee Gees? And knock on wood, duller summer. And this one, I want to get next to you by Rolls Royce. Sitting here in this chair.
Waiting on you.
Waiting on you.
Baby.
Oh,
See
baby.
things my way.
See things my way. But not a word do you say. You don't even look my way. Yeah.
So you want me getting it fixed?
Girl, I'm spending my dimes, wasting my time, talking till I'm black and blue.
I can't just see.
I wanna get next to you.
Portsmouth, Virginia. Edwin Evick, apartment number 367. When I lived in one of your complexes in Mississippi, we used to have milk service dropped off by the door. I so missed that milkman. I even left some milk for the cats.
We discontinued the milkman. His ass was milking us.
Dayton, Ohio. Mr. Edwin, apartment number 322. A few of the hallway lights are out. Someone could get mugged. That's the last thing I need. You wouldn't want me to miss rent if you don't get it fixed now, would you?
Apartment number 322. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to mug your ugly ass. You wouldn't want me to evict you now, would you?
Now it's time for the Doneson Riddle Show.
It's the Doneson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle, which is an ample amount of time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted. And here's your host, Rod.
All right, so Rollo, wrote me another letter. He says, Rod, they shocking the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
Make it extra hard on them so they can't figure it out. All right, Rollo, you got it. Rollo, everybody, Montana, what is 7 plus 7?
49.
49! Not 7 times 7, 7 plus 7. You got any clue?
I don't know. I'm dumb at fries ass.
Oh no, Uncle Rico, you dirty.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Montana, let's get it.
Montana, here they go again. Another letter? This is what they wrote. A little oh yeah, a little oh no, and a lot. You gotta be kidding me. Montana, is it crazy? Even though I'm feeling sad, it's only one day. I turn into you, it makes my day. I'm watching you YouTube on a Wednesday, listening this letter so funny. Yeah.
All right. So, we have run into a bit of a problem.
What?
That the last few letters that have come in have been a little bit too graphic for us to read on this show. I don't know if people were trying to send it to Pornhub or something.
For real?
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Look at Uncle Randy. I don't know what was going on with them last few letters, so I'm going to just say this. We're going to do something a little different this week, and I want y'all to get y'all life together with the letters, okay?
What, we ain't going to hear them?
So we got some, that might be a little better, So we are going to do what we're going to call Montana's Pandora's Box.
Okay.
Wow.
And so Unc and Rod, so you all get to guess. I'm gonna give y'all some options of things that may be bothering or things that Montana may be going through.
Okay.
And you guys get one guess each. If y'all happen to get it right, then I'll elaborate some. So we're gonna like to see how you gonna go.
Okay.
So the first one, A, what may be bothering Montana or something that's just on her mind. A, Montana being single. B, married men approaching single women. C, Montana being on a healing journey. Or D, Montana being nervous about the holidays.
Montana on a healing journey.
I'm gonna go A and C.
No, you only do one, Unc.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Whew, which one you got, Unc?
Read them again.
All right. A, Montana being single. B, married men approaching single women. C, Montana being on a healing journey. And D, Montana being nervous about the holidays.
What you got, huh? I got the healing journey.
Damn.
This is good, huh?
It is.
Uncle went to sleep.
Yeah, I ain't going to sleep. I'm in deep thought. I'm in deep thought. I mean, because there's 3 of them that I could probably choose from.
You only get...
But I only get one.
Uh-huh. Next time, y'all have to confer. Y'all have to get together and stack hands on what y'all choose.
Wow. I'm going to go with 1.
One is what?
Single. Montana being single.
Which one is it, Montana?
Rod, you are the winner.
On the journey.
So yeah,
I say it all the time.
You know,
I already knew it.
yeah.
Okay, go
You're
ahead.
not the one being single because I'm kind of like half in the pool, half not. I was trying to figure that out. That ain't really bothering me.
Okay.
And even the healing journey, I would say, I would go with more so just on my mind. If you guys know, on YouTube right now, Shaana Montana has a YouTube series about being on a healing journey, and that was generated from some relationship woes that I was going through. And so you know how something quote unquote bad, you know, turn lemons into lemonade.
Yeah.
That is what I chose to do. So the space that I'm in, all the things that I talk about on there are just a lot of things I think that women, if anybody, in relationships, because my demographic is more so women, women need to just be listening to, you know, like we out here don't know what we want in a relationship, but we say we want a man or a husband. We don't really know how to show up in these relationships, but we say we ready for a man or a husband. We don't know what it looks like to really be free or be yourself in relationships. That's why we show up in relationships and then we turn into someone that's unrecognizable because we didn't really know who we were before we started out.
Whoa.
You know, we get in these relationships and we lose our faith in God or just sight of God. We beg God for a nigga. As soon as we get it, God ain't nowhere to be found. So, you know, just all those things are stuff. That's what I'm talking about on the show. But I think right now that's just at the forefront of my mind, and why, even with the selection that Unc made about being single, I'm cool with that because I'm in such a good space of like healing that I don't want nobody to come interrupt it. But I know that once I open up that real Pandora's box to let somebody in, they better be ready for what's over here.
Oh, this is gonna be juicy.
So yeah, so that's where we are. But if you all want to know more about the other ones that I mentioned, you all can message me online. You can send me a message comment message on YouTube, Shaana Montana, or on Instagram, either one. And I may open up a little bit to y'all with that Pandora's box. Don't be sending me no message trying to get the tea. Trying to get the tea.
And we will have Montana's YouTube channel in the show notes. All right.
Appreciate
Good
that.
stuff. All right. So the topic of today is going to be obtaining power.
Money, power, respect.
Obtaining power.
What you need in life.
Now, the number one way to gain power is to what? Give it all away.
That too.
Ain't nobody saying nothing now. So the number one way to gain power is to give it all away. Effective leaders gain power by giving it all away. They recognize that by empowering their team members to exercise judgment and make decisions, the team takes care of the customers and the business takes care of itself.
Okay.
All right. But while delegation and empowerment are necessary conditions for effective leadership, empowerment can actually lead to chaos if it's not
managed properly.
Right. Now, these are the 3 things that a leader must have. Where are we going? If y'all don't know where we going, means it's the vision. All right. How we get there, that's the strategy.
Yeah.
how we conduct ourselves. I've always heard do it the Patriot way. Montana's a Patriot fan, right?
You better know what.
So I had to look it up, and what does the Patriot way mean?
What is that?
So basically, it means how we conduct ourselves, which means the organization's core values the right way to do something, and there's the wrong way to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on one accord.
Yeah.
Now, it's amazing how simple power is when you break it down into 4 elements.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't even need all 4 elements to have great power. Now, let's take someone who is, all right, first, the 4 are control, wealth, spread, and usage. Let me repeat: control, wealth, spread, and usage. Let's take Jeff Bezos and let's break it down for a little bit more meaning. Okay. Control. Amazon has almost how many employees, I think?
Oh, man.
1 million.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They have 1 million employees.
I was going to say a little more than that.
Yeah.
More
Okay.
Now, wealth. Bezos has about 148.6 billion net worth. Okay. Spread. Besides Amazon, he also owns the Washington Post,
right.
Blue Origin, and an aerospace company. The last one is, one of them is usage. His influence is everywhere. Jeff Bezos is a household name.
Of course.
All right. Now, controlling your language is important to obtain power. Now, Uncle Rico, how many times have you heard these phrases, and where have you heard them? All right, I'm gonna name about 5 of them, and you tell me some of the areas that you've heard these phrases.
Okay.
I can't. I don't believe. I'm bad at that. I'm afraid of. It's impossible.
All losers.
So what area has it been? Family, work, or where mostly have you heard these phrases?
People who have low self-esteem and are losers. That's the language they use.
Right.
People who are successful don't use that tone, man. They don't talk like that.
Right, but those phrases, you basically said you've heard these phrases before,
I hear
right?
them all the time, every day.
So what area of space have you heard these phrases?
On my job, with associates, people I mingle with, that's that negative stuff, man. And when you talk and you live in that world, you'll never achieve anything.
Right.
So I try to tune it out, but I hear it all the time, man.
Yeah.
It's just, hell, that's the majority of the world.
So you're pretty much everywhere you go.
Yeah, because if you look at it, look at the world, and look at who's in power and who's controlling, and look at who's suffering and who's needing. And then you got your answer, there it is. It ain't hard. It ain't rocket science. Man, people with always begging for this and this. Man, look, if you want something in life, go out and get it. Go do it, man.
But I can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You don't want to because you're lazy. You don't want to because you ain't got no drive. You don't want to because you want somebody to give it to you. Life don't work like that. If you want anything in life, you got to go out there and make it happen, man. You got to get up off your butt and go make something happen.
But it's impossible.
No, it's not. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just not good at things. I'm bad at that.
But that's your choosing. You didn't choose to better yourself then. You didn't choose to get off your negative horse and get on a positive horse and try to do something that's worthy of being of accomplishing something to make yourself feel good. Not only yourself feel good, but make a better life for those of your family members, people around you. You got to do something, man. You just can't sit back in life and say, oh, poor me. Man, get out of here with that. Look, that turns me off quicker than anything. People are always feeling sorry for themselves because they don't want to do no work.
I agree with that. Okay.
You ain't going to get this without some work now. Believe that. You got to put the work in. If you're going to achieve anything in life, you got to put the work in, man.
It's going to be a sacrifice.
Right. Look, the old saying says what? You're going to go through a lot of hardship, disappointments, and failures before you achieve anything in life.
Right.
And if you ain't willing to go through that, then get out of the way.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go through all of that. Ain't nobody went through anything and been successful without a lot of failures, man.
Yeah, and if you go through a lot of hard shit, don't forget to use Metamucil. All right, so Montana.
Did you get that? Yeah, okay. I got it. I got
All right, good stuff, huh? Now, Montana.
I'm listening.
Where have you heard these phrases from, and mainly where? I can, I know, I will, I am confident, anything is possible.
I've heard those phrases, I think equally about a third of as much as Unc has said, whether, because those are phrases of positivity and I think good affirmation. So I've heard, I feel like in my family, I heard them growing up. I try to hear them from the circle of people that I surround myself with. And I think people that operate in that space where you're going to hear stuff like that, you have to be super intentional about keeping those kind of people close to you. And that's the way I try to talk to myself, because to Unc's point, I always say it's no L's, only lessons. You got to learn from those failures that are inevitable. They're going to come. Right. But I think on the other side of that, those types of phrases were things that I heard just growing up that were ingrained in me to understand that I really can do anything that I desire to do if I want to work hard enough. It's all about how hard you want to work. Right. If you really want to become the president of the United States, you could, if you want to work hard enough to do it. I don't know how hard it is these days based on, what's happened recently, but that's another story for another day. But I think it's just, I tend to hear that a lot with the people I surround myself with, because I'm not here for the negative Nancys. I'm not here for the people that's just the Debbie Downers. Right. You always see the glass half empty instead of half full. So I only keep those kind of people close to me, because there's so many other people that are waiting to throw stones and tomatoes at you and are out there that the world is just against them. I really try my best to stay away from people like that. And we're human, so we all have days where we feel like, damn, ain't nothing going right today. We go, that's just, life. But people who stay in that space, they're not going to be around me.
Right. Oh. And those are lessons.
Yeah.
It's all about how you look at it.
No L's, only lessons.
You know what I'm saying?
And we only know the L's you tell us about. I tell people that on social media all the time. Yeah. People, they say you should show them the ups and downs. And I could talk about certain things.
But there are lessons.
Yeah. But it's still, you only know the L's I'm going to tell you. I ain't telling you everything.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, those are things that taught you where you don't need to be and where you need to be.
Because I definitely learned from my mistakes.
Yeah, so, they're lessons, man. So in life, man, you always got to be willing to sit back, take a deep breath, look at it, diagnose it, and say, okay, I failed there, and this is why I failed there. So I won't do that again. This is how I'm going to correct that, and I'm going to move forward.
Absolutely.
It's a lesson.
Yeah.
Life, everybody go through it, man. Right. It's all about how you look at it and how you perceive it and accept it and move forward.
That's it.
That's some good stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Now, this is something I came across, and I want to share it on the podcast here. And I saw the title, and it says "Building Your Personal Board of Directors."
Okay, tell us more.
Okay. Now, it's important to choose and build your own personal board of directors, where you seek out a mentor, sponsor, and a coach, right? So now, let's break this down. Just listen very closely to this.
I'm listening.
Right? Now, a mentor, this is a person that can be related to your field, but doesn't have to be
in your field.
Okay. Now, you can choose your mentor based off their skills or behaviors that you admire, right? A sponsor is in a position of power to advocate on your behalf.
Yeah.
They use their influence to help you to access opportunities, networks, promotions, compensation increases, etc. In certain cases, if you have a manager or at work to ensure that the information and understanding of the career ambitions to advocate for you, right? Sponsor, Now, a coach, this person helps you discover and build upon your strengths. They ask exploratory questions to help you overcome challenges, but do not act on your behalf. Now, this is a question that I'm going to ask each of you. Does everybody have a board of directors in place in your own personal life? And if you do, but you're missing a couple, which one of these are you missing?
I don't have none.
What? You don't have none of board
Let me tell you
directors in
something.
place?
I don't. I just found out about a sponsor this year in corporate America because one of my managers talked about the power in corporate America of having a sponsor is basically you never have to interview for a job. Your brand is so tight and so trustworthy that I can say, hey, I think Rod will be good for this job, and you're hired for it. And so I was just introduced to that recently. And I just don't have a mentor. Let's be clear. Yeah. I don't want to sound crazy. I just really don't have nobody I look up to. And that's close enough to me right now to be like, I want you to. That's not.
You don't look up to, no.
I'm saying like, I think, you know what? Like if I could have Michelle Obama to mentor me, but I don't really have access to her right now.
Yeah, you do. This is social media.
My thing is that I feel like there are people, I would say in my real life and online that I feel they guide me in a way that like mentors would. I look and see how they operate. I like some of the things they're doing. I follow that. I listen to what the advice they're giving. No. And I definitely don't have a coach.
Okay. So you don't have a coach. Go ahead. Elaborate on the coach.
I probably coach
helps
a couple
you
people.
Build upon your strengths. So you have room for improvement, you would think.
Do.
Right?
I definitely do. I try to work on it every day. I'm all of them for myself.
This is interesting.
I coach myself. I'm my own mentor.
Right, so Montana has a sponsor recently, but she doesn't have a mentor and she doesn't have a coach, but she's working towards that, but she doesn't look up to anybody that could be her coach.
I just haven't found the person. Let's be clear. I don't want the listeners to think I don't want those things. I do. I'm working on finding those things because it's going to take special people to be in that position with me. And it's also about making sure you get people on your team that don't want to be you or don't want to do what you're doing.
Right.
So it's that discernment as well. So I'm familiar with all that stuff. I think it's great that you talked about that because more people need to hear it. But I don't actively have those things. And part of that up until recently was because I really struggled with like people giving me feedback, even if it's constructive. I don't like it.
And
I don't solicit it.
You said the right thing then.
Yeah, I don't ask it. I don't solicit it.
You know
why?
why? Because me personally, I like to look at people who are opposite than me.
Well, hold on, because I'm about to come to you.
Yeah.
I want you to include that answer into this.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back to you and let you know people tell. But finish.
No, I'm done. I just was like, I don't really enjoy feedback. So that's not good.
And how come you do not? What is the biggest thing that you fear?
It's uncomfortable. I don't like for people to tell me, Shaana, you could have did that better. Like I know, I don't need you to tell me. Like,
see, that's what we different.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
you
we
ready?
did. Yeah,
I'm about to come to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm about to bring it.
Yeah.
All right. But we got to go down the list first.
Okay.
All right. A mentor, the person that can be related to in your field, but doesn't have to be. You choose this mentor based on their skills or behavior that you might. Do you have a mentor in place on your board of directors?
I ain't found them yet.
Okay. All right. Are you actively looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sponsor. You know what a sponsor is a person in position of power to advocate on your behalf to get you to that next level that you're trying to get to.
Right.
Do you have a sponsor in place?
No, I don't.
Okay. A coach, a person that helps you discover and build upon your own strength, that comes to you and say, hey, we
Still searching.
Still searching. So Montana is 1 of 3 and you're 0 for 3.
Yeah.
All right. And what was you about to say earlier?
In order to move forward in life and to get to a higher level than where you're at, you always got to find those people who are opposite than you and don't think like you.
Right.
This way you can grow and discern whether or not in life, if you willing to accept that or not.
Right.
But you can't have people on your plate who think like you, talk like you, want to be like you. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna grow there.
Right.
You get to experience some what word I'm looking for? I'm looking for some difficulty in life where you got to experience that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for the right word. Anyway, you got to find people in life who don't think like you and go the other way than you in order to grow and discern and get information that can help you grow.
Right.
If you and I are on the same plane, we can't grow. Mm-hmm. You got to challenge me to think outside my box.
Or you won't respect them.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I can see that.
You understand what I'm saying?
I can see that. I think the other part, as I was sitting here thinking about it, is I have a hard time with, because social media, be clear, everybody a coach, everybody a mentor, everybody swear they're making six figures. Mm-hmm. Half of them, I feel like lying. People are liars.
Of the stats.
So I'm saying people are liars. So that's my thing too. When it comes to me choosing a mentor, a coach, a sponsor more so chooses you. Right. So when it comes to a mentor and a coach, like I struggle with like trusting what you saying you can do for me or how you can help me, because everybody claim that they the biggest boss, they making all the money, having success. I'm not saying everybody is not, but a lot of y'all are liars.
Right.
So that's a huge part, dealing with liars.
Here's the thing. I want somebody who I don't agree with, but then you got to prove to me that you're right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like we can agree. I don't feel like, for me, I don't need somebody on the other side of the spectrum. We can be on the same page. But when I've encountered people that I've considered even paying to be my coaches, I personally would love to not pay any of these people to do this. It's just people in my life. Yeah. But it's people out there you could pay for these coaches. And when I was at one point in my life, I'm not actively doing this now, but I was really researching about this coaching stuff. Everybody who I would ask them to tell me, okay, so if you have all this success, can you tell me, say in the year 2022, how many people made these six figures that you claim you can get people to make? Right. Because I was like business coaching. And it literally would always be these numbers that were so obscure that it's like, okay, maybe one of them 20 people that you coach, which you initially you claimed that you were coaching like 100 people. Now in reality, you're really coaching like 30, right. And only like 2 of those people were successful. The other ones, you really don't have a real track record. Right. So I've run into that a lot with people that, you know, talk about what they have the capability to do, whether it be mentoring or coaching, paid or unpaid, and it's just not trustworthy. So in Unc's position, I'm looking for somebody I can trust and really know that you can guide me somewhere that I can't guide myself alone.
Right. Right.
Interesting.
Because see, the first thing in life, any individual got to understand and accept, you don't have all the answers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Point blank.
Yeah.
Right. I don't run into a lot of people in life, in my career and life, and they think they got all the answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they the most despicable people you want to be around.
Right.
Because you can't tell them anything.
Right.
They ain't listening to nothing. You can't guide them on anything because they know it all. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be around them type of people.
Right. But
you don't want to bring them type of people into your life. You want to push them out and bring somebody in who don't agree with you.
Right.
That's what's going to challenge you to be better. Not somebody who is your yes man or your yes woman. They agree with everything you said. And a lot of these celebrities today, and I ain't gonna call no names.
Right.
You see all the trouble they in?
Yeah.
Because they got a lot of yes people around them. They got a lot of people around them sucking up their money.
Right.
And agreeing with everything they do and ain't challenging them to change.
Right.
And that's why they in the trouble they in the world today.
And that's interesting.
Because they keep people around them who's going to agree with them and be their yes man or their yes woman.
And
you don't need that in your life.
Right. Piggybacking off that, going back to you, Montana. So you would rather have yes people around you than have.
No, I can stop you right there. No, okay. I don't want anybody around me just gonna tell me yes just cause. Right. I think I'm in a position now because personally, it's crazy you brought this up. I am actively building like my business team. And I'm being very particular about, you know, the different areas and projects and things I'm doing. And I used to think, I got to wait until I reach this certain status or make this certain amount of money. And I was like, no, people start building their team now, you know? And so I'm working on that. But no, I don't want yes men. I want people to challenge me and give me different ways to look at stuff and different things to think about something. But I got to be able to trust you enough to know that you're not leading me astray.
So it's a trust level
It's a
for
trust.
feedback.
Definitely.
Exactly. I got to trust you.
Trust is definitely there.
I'm definitely cool with
So
people.
it's just not just feedback; it's a trust.
Because even when we doing stuff now, if I look at think about just content, whether it be if I'm doing a photo shoot or filming videos, and I come in with my vision and my people like no, Shaana, like we could do that, but I think this would be better. Cool, I'm with you when you're right. It make sense to me too.
Right.
It got to make sense to me, and I can rock with it.
Oh, excellent. Well, all Dunsonians out there, start building your board of directors. And thank you for tuning into the Doneson podcast.
Oh, yes.
The Doneson, it's a Doneson podcast.